Welcome everybody to a Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia presentation of QBL basketball, our first presentation of 2018. I'm John Guarna. I'm joined this afternoon by Regan Baker. Regan, an exciting matchup between the Cairns Dolphins and the Southwest Metro Pirates.
Yeah, absolutely, John. Both teams coming off a couple of great wins over the course of the weekend as well. Cairns, obviously, this is their third game on the road so far, so they're going to have a tough time after playing two very tough games over the weekend. Southwest, obviously, last night we covered the game for Southwest, and they came away with a victory as well over Southern Districts. So both teams are probably going to be feeling it today after a couple of big games over the course of the week. But look, it is going to be a fantastic game on our hands as well. Both teams got some amazing talent in them. As we were discussing before the game, John, Southwest picked up a lot of new talent compared to last season, and they've got a wealth of skill on the floor as well, so they can really give Cairns a run for their money. But definitely not to outshine Cairns as well. I mean, they've got some big names in there, like you've got the likes of Robin Perkins and Rachel Pryor, both scoring 17 points apiece in their game on Friday night against Toowoomba. So who knows, John, could be anyone's game here tonight.
And of course, Cairns coming in, this is their third game in 3 days. They split their first two games. They had the big win over Toowoomba to open the season 82-34. And then dropping a tight one to Ipswich last night, 74-67. And as you mentioned, Regan, Southwest got that big win over the Spartans last night. So they'll be coming into this one with a bit of confidence. It's going to be a great matchup. Some keys to the game for us, Regan?
Yeah, look, I think both teams, they're really just going to have to come out absolutely firing in this one. Otherwise, it really could go either way. I think both teams, the big thing that I've seen so far in the QBL is defense is everything. You know, if you don't have a strong defensive position, both teams incredibly skilled in their shooting percentages. So if you can't defend the ball, if you can't get a hand in the face, we're going to have some issues. So as long as they can play a strong game defensively, everything could go either way.
And we are having some technical difficulties, so we're working on them as we speak. As we see Cairns missing their first opportunity, and here comes Southwest on the run again. Seacamp gets to the bucket, lays it in, and that's a quick two for Southwest to open the scoring.
Yeah, Southwest off to a fantastic start here. Cairns not to be outshone, though. They're going to come back firing down their end of the court as they kick the ball around the top of the key. Shot clock winds down into single digits as ball goes inside to Pryor. She spins right and left with a nice little right-hand finger roll for two.
Yeah, that was a nice up and under move from Pryor. She's a veteran. She can put the ball in the basket. Southwest certainly going to have to key on her.
Yeah, and Maddie Willie straight back in her face. She gets two as well. So 4-2 the lead so far to Southwest. Cairns with the ball just over halfway. Both teams playing very strong offensive games so far.
There's Pryor again.
Pryor spins around to the right. She does get the hands on from Ellsworthy, though. Points waved away, and they'll take it from the base.
Yeah, Ellsworthy did a great job last night, didn't she, in that game versus the Spartans? Just doing a bit of everything. Really, she was in form defensively, and then really it helped her offensively, I think, as well.
Yeah, definitely so. And I didn't hear who the actual MVP of the game was, but I think she was definitely the Live Sport Australia MVP for that game last night. She was just outstanding in every aspect, both offensively and defensively. And look, another pretty smart play there as well. You know, the sneaky little hand-on, it prevented the basket, and that got waved away. So not a bad early foul to pick up, but you'll definitely want to watch that from here on in.
Yeah, I don't know what with these technical difficulties. We're really sorry about that. Trying to work out what's going on and get this looking a bit smoother for you guys. Apologies ahead of time.
Ellsworthy's jump shot there, no good, but straight back down the other end. Cairns going on the inside. Rachel Pryor with a nice little inside layup with the assist from Baker.
Yeah, Bibby Baker, really talented player.
Just a talented last name all around, really.
Good
nice
look.
Little outside kick there to Ellsworthy. She fires a very deep two, and that's good.
Yeah, it was a good look there. Good penetration by Seacamp. Probably could have shot the ball as she gets the steal and gets the layup.
Yeah, Seacamp already firing early. Nice little steal and layup. 8-4, Southwest takes an early lead. Pryor just not able to keep her hands on that one. As Nat Taylor picks up the steal. Southwest kicking down early. Taylor will look to fire from deep. She takes a standing jumper for two, but that's no good. Perkins coming down with the rebound. Oh, Maddie Willie just putting her body on the line there. She'll pick up the block.
Yeah, that's a good call. I don't mind that call. I think a lot of it was the flop as well. She was definitely late, but then when you go down like that as well, trying to draw it, I think it draws negative attention to you sometimes as well.
She was definitely a little bit late getting in position there, Willie, and especially when you're moving laterally as well. I mean, as soon as you make that lateral move, any kind of contact can knock you off balance, so that was never going to go any way but a block. Pryor almost stripped on the inside. Her pass is picked by Bairstow. Southwest again getting the nice early steals. Pass a little bit too strong. Willie not able to get there in time. Both teams just picking up a couple of early turnovers. And in the games we covered last night, John, the men's game in particular, turnovers are something that can be absolutely damaging to your performance. So both teams are going to want to jump on that nice and quick. They're going to need to protect the pill and make sure that they're not making any silly turnovers. Perkins with a deep two. That bounces off the front of the rim. Contested rebound ends up with a foul, I think, going in the favor of Southwest. That'll probably go on Jade Kennedy from Cairns. And timeout on the floor in favor of Cairns. So we'll take a quick break as well. Try and see if there's anything we can do about this feed for you guys. But stay tuned. We'll be right back with more live coverage from Live Sport Australia. And welcome back to Hibiscus Sports Complex as we continue to bring you some live action as we see the Southwest Metro Pirates taking on the Cairns Dolphins. Southwest with a nice early lead, up 8-4. So we see Nat Taylor take a deep three, and that swishes home for three, taking the lead out to 11-4. Cairns with it now as they kick around the outside. Shot clock rolling down into single figures. Ball goes inside for Taylor as she spins around, just flicks up a left-handed layup, gets it away for two with a nice little assist from Donkin. Bairstow with it now. Top of the key three-pointer. That goes nothing but net. Bairstow picking up after her game last night. She struggled early on in the first half, really came home in the second, just dusting off those cobwebs to try and bring her game back on form. But she's been firing well early. So we see Baker go inside for Cairns. Her little inside shot, a little bit too strong, going right on over. Nice baseline drive there from Seacamp. Kick out to Willie. Can't quite make the shot though. Cairns coming down with the rebound. Perkins with it now. Her back pocket is picked by Ellsworthy. Ellsworthy once again getting herself all around the court. Seacamp kicks over to Ellsworthy on the top right. She takes a deep three as well. Southwest firing from all over. And score at the moment 17-6, so Southwest getting themselves an 11-point lead. I'll keep trying to update you with the score as much as I can, guys. We're just trying to fix those technical issues, so I'll keep calling out as much as I can. And hopefully we'll have that camera issue sorted out for you shortly. So an offensive foul picked up there by Cairns. I believe that one going against Baker, just setting the illegal screen. Foul count 3-1. Bairstow strong on the inside, but she's blocked from behind by Pryor. Manages to pick up the board as well. Cairns now with a fast break opportunity. A little bit of a shuffle step there from Donkin, but managed to get away with it. Cairns now, they go out wide. Long 3-bomb from Kennedy. That's no good. Bairstow coming down with a defensive board. Southwest again with an opportunity to extend their lead. As Seacamp goes strong on the left-hand side, but she picks up the foul onto the basket from Emerson. Seacamp being such a strong performer for Southwest. Had a great game last night in that game against Southern Districts. And once again, coming out early and really firing from all assets. She's already got 4 points. She's 2 from 2, picking down 3 assists as well. So just absolutely firing. Can't get her first free throw through the net. She'll go for the second. Second is good from Seacamp. Taking the lead out 6-18. So Southwest up by 12. Emerson with it now, kicks it around to the outside. Shot clock down to 5 seconds. Donkin having to take a last-minute jumper. That one's no good, though, just bouncing off the back of the rim. Seacamp driving hard down the right-hand side, but she fumbles and picks up the blocking foul. That one also going to go on Emerson, I believe. That's Emerson's second. So Cairns going to the bench. Rachel Pryor going to get subbed out. Lakin Williams going to check in for the first time in this game. 3 minutes 55 on the clock, 18-6 the score. Southwest in the lead by 12. Ellsworthy with it now. She kicks around to the outside. Gets it back on the top of the 3. Nice little sidestep, left-hand drive. Can't quite get the free throw, the shot to fire, sorry. Strong pressure up the court by Southwest, really making it hard for Baker to get that pass away. Just selling things down now. Shot clock back down into single digits again. Wide shot coming from Cairns. That one, no good.
Southwest doing a great job, Regan, really forcing Cairns into late shot clock attempts, really packing the paint in. Again, similar to what they did to Spartans last night, forcing them to win the game from outside the paint.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see a nice little defensive passage there from Southwest. Who ended up picking that one? That was Kelly Page. Great defensive position, getting 2 feet in front and drawing that charge. As you said, John, really good defensive play from Southwest. They're just putting up so much tight pressure on Cairns, making them work for every single point that they get. I think of the last 4 or 5 passages of play, almost every single one has gone down to around about 5 or 6 seconds on the shot clock before Cairns has been able to fire.
Yeah, and again, it's not a zone, it's a man-to-man where they're switching on pretty much everything. So Parrott's really just in the zone defensively to really get started this season. I think that's one of the key areas that teams tend to focus on in preparation for the start of the season, where they would typically probably round into offensive form probably a bit later on in the season, but they would certainly be looking to focus defensively.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I said before the game as well, John, you know, it was going to be incredibly important for both teams to play a strong defensive game of basketball, and you know that's exactly what we've seen so far. So Seacamp with it now, caught in the corner, but kicks it over wide. Bairstow takes a corner 3. That just bounced off the front of the rim. Managed to get the rebound though, and put back a shot. Can't quite manage to succeed though. Southwest working really, really hard on the offensive boards. They're not letting any opportunity go by. Turnover there. Nice little steal from Emerson as she stops and pops her own little shot. That's no good. Oxlade, first time on the court for Cairns as well. She pulls down the offensive board. Cairns goes inside for Williams. Williams fires on the left-hand side, and she puts it home for 2. 18-8. Cairns now in the only trailing by 10, but Southwest straight back in their face. Nat Taylor, she puts 2 points home.
Sorry again, guys. Just a lot of computer issues to start this game. We'll get the scoreboard and the clock up running for you, and hopefully we'll be able to improve the camera at the moment. Just having a couple glitches here and there, so apologies for that.
Yeah, as we see Emerson take a nice wide 2-point shot. If there's anyone in there, you know, listening at home that works for Windows or any computer brand and wants to sponsor us with a nice laptop, feel absolutely free to hit us up. The more computers we have, the better as backups. Wide shot there from Besto. Can't quite get it to come home though. Cairns pulling down the defensive board. Williams goes inside. She can't quite keep the handles on it. Manages to lose to control, but Donkin picks it up and she fires home for 2. Score now 20-12. Southwest only leading by 8. And they go for a timeout, Southwest. So we're going to take a quick break as well, but we're back with you shortly for more live action presented by Live Sport Australia. And welcome back to Hibiscus Sports Complex as we bring you the last minute and a little bit in the first quarter here. The score is 20-12. Southwest just keeping themselves 8 points above the Cairns Dolphins. Both teams playing a strong defensive game.
Yeah, a really good quarter for Southwest. They got off to another good start to get the ball rolling for themselves, while Cairns took a little while to get started, and you really can't blame them. You know, I know we bang on it about it a lot, but a triple header, particularly to start the season, is a super difficult thing for any team to handle. So Cairns playing and a 12 o'clock start on the third game, you know, that's just really tough.
Yeah, as we see Kelly Page take a nice long 3 for Southwest. That one rattling home. Like you said, John, it is very tough as well. When the teams played, I think there were 6 and 8 o'clock games for Cairns last night in Ipswich. So to come back and play a 12 o'clock game on a Sunday, you know, that's definitely going to wear out on the legs on a third game. But look, Cairns not leaving anything behind. They're putting everything out on the floor here today. And look, it is definitely hard to have a triple header first start, but at the same time, it might be good to get it out early rather than doing it at the end of the season when you're already a little bit tired and worn out. So look, Cairns not leaving anything behind. They're only down by 11. You see Kirasome fire from 3. That one just rattling around and out of court.
And we saw the Spartans go into a bit of a zone that troubled the Pirates a bit last night, and we see Cairns again in that zone. Southwest playing into what Cairns wants them to do, though, by settling for those jump shots. On that previous possession, we saw Kirasome miss from the left wing. The one before that for the Pirates, we saw Page hit from the right wing. So you kind of have to take what the defense gives you, but you don't necessarily want to settle for that jump shot exclusively.
Yeah, definitely not. As we see the captain, Donkin, subbing out, and Chloe Sellen checking in for the first time as well. She goes straight to work on the inside with a nice little pull-up step jumper. That fires home for 2. The lead down to 9 for Southwest.
Yeah, Cairns really broke that Pirates press way too easily. Coach Cheney wouldn't be happy about that.
No, definitely not. His first game for the season as well. He was unavailable last night, so Coach McKenzie stepped up and took position, but Jason, first game back, definitely wouldn't be happy with that.
Yeah, I want to know whose career scoring record that goes on. Does it go on Coach McKenzie or does it go on Coach Cheney's?
Oh, I'd like to see it go against Coach McKenzie. Back in my much younger days, I used to get coached by McKenzie, and look, he's a great guy as well. So I think he deserves the rap for last night because that was a really well-fought game by Southwest. As we see Willie take a very deep 3, but that hits nothing but air and goes out of bounds.
Yeah, that's going to be the end of the first quarter with the Cairns Dolphins trailing the Southwest Metro Pirates 23-14. We're going to take a break. Hopefully we can get this camera sorted for you guys. But thanks, everyone, for tuning in and sticking with us. We'll come back with the second quarter of action shortly here on Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia.
And welcome back to Hibiscus Sports Complex as we bring you the second quarter action live from Hibiscus Sports Complex. It is currently sitting at 14-23, Southwest leading by 9 points over the Cairns Dolphins. Cairns not doing anything necessarily wrong in the first quarter, definitely fighting hard. Rachel Pryor, the standout so far from the Cairns side. She's on 6 points, hitting 75% from the field, 3 from 4, and also pulling down 3 pretty big boards as well that came in handy for them. Jumping to the other side of the court, Southwest also pulling points out of almost every single player in the starting 5 so far, with Seacamp, Taylor, and Ellsworthy tied on 5 points apiece. Bairstow on 3 and Maddie Willie on 2. So just bear with us for a couple of seconds, guys. We'll get the camera back up and running shortly as we change over some of the settings. We're about 20 seconds in, and Southwest has hit a 3-pointer so far, extending the lead out to 14-26. Cairns firing straight back down the other end of the court. Sellen's 3, no good, but they went inside on the offensive rebound and put one home for 2. Long pass down to Willie. Willie fires from inside for the easy layup and picks up the foul as well. That one going to go against Myra Donkin, the captain of the Cairns Marlins, just picking up that inside bump. That's only her first, though. So 16-28, Southwest in the lead by 12. Willie on the line for 1. And Willie's free throw is good. That puts them to 29. Cairns with it now. Dribbling down the court. Got about a couple of seconds to get over halfway. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Just settling it up high is Cairns. Ball settles in the hands of Kennedy as she looks to go left. Kicks back out to Perkins. Perkins now top of the key 3-point shot. Just bounces off the front of the rim. But nice little offensive board there from Donkin. 10 seconds now back on the shot clock for Cairns. Ball goes back to Perkins. She fires again from the top of the 3. This time, that one going home. She takes Cairns out to 19. So Cairns still trailing down by 10. Southwest just breaking a press from Cairns as they get the nice, easy look inside. Really putting one away for 2. Cairns with it now again, straight away breaking Southwest's up-court press. Perkins fires a deep 3 from the right-hand side. That one rattles away and ends up out of bounds. Subs now for both teams. Southwest bringing back on Ellsworthy. Subbing out Amanda Beatson. We've got the live feedback on again now. Johnny, I'm going to turn you back up as well.
Sorry about this, guys. This is just, it's been a nightmare. I apologize. I'm hoping that I have the camera issue sorted. I'll catch you up on the scoreboard in a second. It's just been, when you're testing, well, we do plenty of testing and we prepare well ahead of time, but you just never know what's going to happen when you plug in at the venue.
Technology is a fickle beast. I mean, it's my entire industry with what I do between film and my real job as well. I mean, technology always fails you exactly when you need it to work. But the score is 19-31, guys, so Southwest in the lead by 12 at the moment as Willie stops and pops on the left-hand corner. She fires that one home for 2.
It's a good hit by Maddie Willie. She's playing with a lot of confidence. It's really good to see. With this well-balanced Pirates attack, it's going to be an interesting season because, again, Pirates are definitely the early season favorite, I would have to say.
Oh, absolutely. As we see a nice little finger roll down the other end of the court from Donkin. But yeah, Pirates would definitely have to be easily a season favorite, as we were sort of discussing last night on the stream. 3 Commonwealth Games players, including the gold medalist in Seacamp, as Bairstow takes a long 3, but that one rattles out. But like you said, Willie playing a really tenacious game as well, and having an absolutely blinding second quarter. She's managed to score 5 in the first 3 minutes, having a very, very strong, important role in this Southwest team as Nat Taylor picks up a steal from Cairns, and she powers down the court. Her pass out to Willie, though, is stolen by Donkin as she passes up for a cutting Pryor. She goes inside with a nice little easy inside 2-point shot.
Going to be a delay game warning there on Rachel Pryor.
Yeah, you got to just let that ball fall through the net. You can't grab it at all, unfortunately. So she'll pick up a delay game warning. Nothing too severe, nothing to be worried about. Southwest resets the play. 33-23 the score. Southwest in the lead by 10. Willie's pass inside looked like it was almost going to be stolen, but Emerson is just going to pick up another foul. I believe that's her 3rd. Willie to restart. Nice little inside look there to Seacamp. Seacamp's reverse layup, no good. Donkin now in the fast break opportunity. Nice outside kick to Perkins, gets it back. And Donkin running around the keyway, stops and pops, but no good.
It's been a very energetic start to the second quarter here for Cairns. Really trying to scrap their way back into this one.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been energetic from both teams. Southwest scoring 10 so far in this quarter. Cairns on 9. So both teams really firing from all angles.
And Cairns doing a good job slowing down Southwest, not only in transition, but in that zone as well.
As Pryor's inside layup is no good, but she picks up the foul, I believe, from Maddie Willie. So she'll go to the line for 2. But I think the big thing that Cairns has done better this quarter, as we were saying in the first, Southwest was really pressing up hard, and they were forcing Cairns to take almost all of their shots in the last 5 or 6 seconds on the shot clock. It's not the same team out here for Cairns. I mean, they've been running the ball. They've been getting down there. I mean, hell, they've taken a couple of shots with 20 seconds to go on the shot clock. So they're playing a much faster game, and Southwest's defense is just crumbling a little bit.
It all stems from the offensive, or I should say for the defensive end from Cairns. That zone defense is forcing Southwest into long jump shots, which tend to lead to long rebounds. Cairns doing a good job grabbing those defensive rebounds and then getting out and running and hurting Southwest in transition. Southwest is kind of getting caught a little bit watching their jump shot and not hustling back in transition defense. Thus you see Coach Cheney talking about transition defense in the huddle.
Yeah, absolutely. And Donkin and Pryor, both incredibly smart basketball players as well. The minute they see those long shots taken, they're going to be the long rebounds. They've got that player running long, and Southwest hasn't quite caught up on that because they don't have any help defense at halfway to stop that long transition play. So very, very smart basketball from Cairns. Southwest just needing to work on that transition defense, hence this timeout now.
Yeah, it was a good timeout by Coach Cheney also. I think he needed to settle things down at the moment. His team's still up 10, but Cairns really with the momentum at the moment. So good timeout to slow things down for Cairns. And so, I'm sure Coach Cheney will be talking about some adjustments against that zone offense. I did mention it to Coach McKenzie last night, the zone offense, and he said it's something that they're still working on. And everyone has a bit of a different look in their zone defense as well. So there's minor little tweaks that need to be made, and I'm sure Coach Cheney and the coaching staff will go through that. Yeah,
absolutely. And as we were sort of discussing as well, it's only round 1. You know, the teams, this is where they really need to start ironing out their problems. I mean, it's one thing to be running drills against your own team or against a couple of other teams, but now is when things start to matter. And, you know, that's one thing that they picked up on last night is the fact that their offense against his own defense isn't strong. Now's when they need to make those adjustments. So when we come back and see Southwest in 2-3 weeks' time, that's the kind of thing that we need to focus on and make sure that they've actually adjusted. Otherwise, they're going to find themselves in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, well, Pryor hits 1 of 2, so the lead down to 9 for Southwest. Now you see Cairns change from that zone. Now they're back in man. Willie, nice look for Taylor. And that's, they recognize it. You see right away the change from man to man, and Pirates hurt him. So yeah. I wouldn't be surprised to see if Coach Williams goes back to his zone.
Yeah, and great look on the inside as well. As Pryor goes strong on the left-hand side. She'll just pick up a foul there. That one going against Ellsworthy. I believe that'll be number 2 for her.
Yeah, second team foul as well for the Pirates. Both teams with 2 team fouls here in the second quarter.
Yeah, both teams playing a very good defensive game as well. Not picking up too many fouls. I mean, so far in the game, Southwest only managed to accrue 4 and Cairns 7. So that's not too bad in, a quarter and a half of basketball. Both teams playing smart defense. So we see Donkin fire a long one for 3. That one rattling home.
Yeah, it's a 6-point lead now for Southwest. Big hit there by Donkin. Shot that one with confidence.
Yeah, Cairns still playing a man-to-man defense as we see Seacamp taking a nice little jump shot from the corner. That one is good. Pryor with it now down in the far left corner. She kicks back up. Long shot from Kennedy. That just bounces out. Seacamp coming down with the defensive board.
Yeah, good defensive stop there for Southwest.
Southwest moving the ball quickly as Ellsworthy. Nice little sidestep. Couldn't quite get it to fall home, though, taking the right-handed shot from the left-hand side. That's never going to work, unfortunately. So bounced out, but they did manage to get the board and pick up the foul as well. And they'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, Ellsworthy wouldn't be happy with herself missing that open layup. But she got the rebound and got a bit of an opportunity for redemption going to the free throw line for 2 shots.
And first one is good for Ellsworthy. That was her first free throw for the night as well. So sitting at 100%, 1 from 1, and she makes it 2 from 2. So lead extended back out to 12. Ball fires over the far side as Donkin takes a long 3 and hits nothing but net.
Yeah, Donkin's starting to heat up from deep. That's an ominous sign for the Pirates.
Yeah, Kelly Page with a fast break opportunity there. She fires that one home. Nat Taylor with a nice little assist from the far side of the court.
Yeah, it was a great finish, too, by Page. She knew the contact was coming, absorbed it, and was able to finish through.
As we see Williams picking up an offensive foul on the inside, just with the little right hand elbow trying to free up some space to grab that pass. So she picks up the offensive foul. That'll be her first.
Yeah, that's a tough call. She had pretty good position on the defense as well. It's a tough matchup for Nat Taylor. And a kick ball on the other end. We see that quite often, don't we?
Yeah, it happens. Happens every now and then, that's for sure. Kelly Page, right-hand side three-point shot. That one bounces around the rim and out. Ellsworthy fighting for the ball over the top of Cairns. Nat Taylor with it now, top of the key. Kicks out to Willie on the right. She fires home for 3. That was right in front of us, John. That never looked like anything but a swish.
Oh, that was just shooting with absolute confidence there from Maddie Willie. She had plenty of space. Cairns cannot leave her that wide open beyond the arc. She'll make you pay.
Yeah, absolutely. She got such a nice long shot as well, as we see Williams down the far side going to the right-hand side. As Willie again on the fast break run, kicks up for Seacamp. Can't quite fire away, but Southwest, great offensive momentum as well as Kelly Page. Beautiful look inside for the cutting Seacamp for 2.
Yeah, great look there by Kelly Page, and I love the use of the pump fake. That's just basic, simple basketball there. Use the pump fake to give yourself some space. Defense collapses, drops off her Seacamp. That's textbook basketball.
Yeah, and that was just a beautiful offensive passage of play as well. As again, Southwest, nice momentum, kicking the ball around. Page wide open on the far left. She fires home for 3 as well. Cairns smartly so. They're going to go to the bench for a timeout. I think Williams definitely needs to take that at the moment. Kansas defense just falling apart a little bit, and Southwest really capitalizing with some great offensive plays.
Yeah, and just too many open three-pointers, and Southwest making them pay. Good timeout by Coach Williams. Let's take one as well. 2:45 to go in the first half. Southwest up 49-30 over the Cairns Dolphins on your QBL Game of the Week, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia.
And welcome back to your QBL Game of the Week between the Southwest Metro Pirates and the Cairns Dolphins. 30-49, Southwest just breaking away. Cairns cut the lead down to about 7 only, probably 3 or 4 minutes ago, John, before Southwest just broke Cairns' defense apart and spread that lead back out to 19. Cairns going to need to make some big adjustments here.
Yeah, I will pinpoint it again. I'll harp on it. But when Cairns went back to the man, that was when we saw Southwest have their success. The zone was what was causing Pirates to struggle offensively. Cairns changed back to a man, and Southwest went on that run. They were down. They were only down, up 6. Now they're up 19. It was a quick run with a barrage of 3-pointers.
Yeah, absolutely. If only Coach Williams was tuning into our stream, maybe he'd go back to that zone defense just to see if it makes any difference here and see if they can break Southwest's scoring lead, as we do get the turnover with the 8 seconds in the backcourt. So Southwest back with the ball again as Willie drives on the left-hand side, and she'll draw a foul from Chelsea Oxlade.
And I think that's the 5th team foul, so Southwest will have an opportunity for 2 shots. Again, though, it's just a nice aggressive play there from Willie. The game of basketball used to play inside out, but now it's almost outside in. The threat of the 3-pointer is such an effective weapon. Really opens things up inside for teams. And when you shoot the ball as effectively as Southwest has so far today, the defense has to respect the jump shot. They overplay you, and then you attack the paint. And that's exactly what we saw Willie do on that play. Yeah,
absolutely. And Willie's having an absolute blinding game as well, as down the far end, Cairns 3-ball goes with nothing but air. But Willie only scored 2 points in the first quarter. Come to 2 minutes to go in the second, and she's currently sitting on 13. So she's really turned things around in the second quarter, and she's firing at such high accuracy as well, as she takes another deep 3. And again, it's such a beautiful shot from deep, hits nothing but net. She's on fire.
Absolutely on fire, and credit to Nat Taylor on that one, collapsing the defense on the drive, kicking out to Willie, and Willie is shooting the ball confidently now. Once you see it go down once, she's playing with the supreme confidence.
We go down the other end, and Donkin takes a long bomb for them. That one just hitting the front of the net, but they'll get it back on the baseline. Both teams hidden to the bench, as we see Lake and Williams subbing out for Cairns, and with Southwest, it'll be Seacamp and Nat Taylor subbing out. So you see Kira Some and Bairstow back on the floor. Donkin again, she takes a long 3, this time rattling it home.
Yeah, Donkin definitely picking up the scoring for Cairns. They're really struggling to find the bucket. Not Donkin, though.
Yeah, Donkin, that'll be her 13th point for the game as well. Her and Pryor are the only 2 really firing for Cairns, as she again goes inside with a nice little reverse layup for 2.
Yeah, again, you see Cairns really punishing Southwest in transition.
Southwest, nice little outside movement. Ball ends up with Ellsworthy over the far side. Bairstow inside, nice little turnaround jumper, smashing it off the back of the glass for 2.
Yeah, definitely called that bank for sure, did Steph Bairstow. Coach Williams wanted a 3-second call on Bairstow in the paint. You don't see that call all that often anymore, do you?
No, I hate 3 seconds call. And like, this is, 5 years ago since I refereed. Always hated calling 3 seconds.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad rule, but I think it's an old rule. When you going back to when you played inside out. Nowadays, the game is so perimeter oriented. That 3-second call maybe needs to move away.
For a big part as well, like 3 seconds plays a big part in junior basketball when you're first teaching your kids how to play a proper zone defense or a man-to-man, because you want your defensive players to be moving. And obviously, if the offensive player is standing in the keyway, the defense does the same thing. You want to get your players to move. So it's an important rule to teach players how to play basketball. But when you get to these older age groups, I mean, you should be smart enough in the knowledge of basketball to know how to cover a player that is sitting down in that keyway.
Yeah, and we'll see. I believe that there has been discussions of potentially getting rid of the 3-second call. I don't know at what level or where. Maybe it's at the professional ranks to start. But certainly I agree with you. I think it's probably something that's important still to have for the young players first starting out and how to play the game.
Yeah, absolutely it. But who knows? The rules change every couple of years in the QBL and at FIBA standard as well. So hey, maybe in a couple of years' time we won't see the 3-second rule applicable anymore.
We'll see. We'll see, Regan. Who knows?
As we roll down with the last 30 seconds on the game clock. Shot clock currently sitting at 14. Cairns will take the second last shot of the game as Donkin pulls up for a 3-point shot. Just can't quite get it home. And Bairstow pulls down the defensive board, and Southwest will slow things down for the last shot of the quarter.
Yeah, they will want to make sure they get the last shot. They're going to want a good one, even though with this big lead.
Yeah, clock rolls down to 7 seconds. Ellsworthy with it. Bairstow setting an absolutely illegal screen. Good call there from Mel Glover. Bairstow just not setting herself, trying to wipe out the defensive player to free up some space for Ellsworthy.
Yeah, a bit of niggle out on the court at the moment. Bairstow and Pryor chatting a bit, a little pushing and shoving, so Maybe Bairstow looking to just get another one in there before the half.
Yeah, I think Bairstow is just trying to get herself firing as well. She hasn't been scoring as much as what you would have thought, but 2 seconds to go on the court. Rachel Pryor drives strong down into the middle, fires one away, but unfortunately her putback on her own rebound, no good, just hitting after the buzzer. As we go 35-57 into halftime with 22 points the difference, Southwest having a very commanding lead after the first half.
Yeah, it was a really an excellent second quarter, or second half of that second quarter from Southwest. Cairns did a really good job, like we said, in that zone defense, getting themselves back into the game. Southwest, though, once Cairns went back to man, really opened things up, shooting the ball extremely well and getting stops defensively. You know, if I was Coach Chaney and I was looking at a couple things, I'd be looking to potentially tighten up the transition defense, because Cairns has hurt Southwest in transition offense, and also maybe instead of sometimes settling for those jump shots against the zone, when they've moved the ball around the perimeter and then got that dribble penetration, that's when we've seen Southwest have most of their success.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's the one big thing that Cairns needs to pick up on, is that Southwest is wanting to move the ball. So by playing man-to-man defense after their triple header, I mean, Cairns is a little bit slow off their feet. So if they keep playing man up and Southwest moves the ball as fast as what they are, that's where Southwest is getting their opportunities. Cairns needs to drop back into that zone defense, so that outside perimeter passing from Southwest is no longer as effective, and it's forcing them to drive inside, where Cairns has the big inside with either Lakin Williams or Rachel Pryor.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. It was a great first half. If you're a Pirate fan, Cairns has a bit of work to do, down 22 at the half. But we'll take a break. Hopefully we could sort out our technical difficulties for you. And again, we apologize for any issues you guys are having on the stream. Nonetheless, it is halftime. We'll come back with the second half of action here on Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia.
And welcome back to Hibiscus Sports Complex as Live Sport Australia and Nothing But Net Media continue to bring you QBL Round 1 action between the Southwest Metro Pirates and the Cairns Dolphins. Southwest currently on a commanding lead of 22 points over Cairns, so we'll have a quick look at the stat sheet before we get rolling in this third. Cairns being led by their captain, Donkin, sitting on 15 points and pulling a couple of rebounds, 2 assists. Not to be outdone by Rachel Price, sitting on 11 points and pulling 7 rebounds as well overall. They're the only real 2 performers at the moment. Next closest story is Rachel Perkins on 3. Southwest, a very different story coming out of them. Again, being led by their captain, Maddie Willie. She's sitting on 20. She's 7 from 9 from the field at 77%, and 2 from 3 from the three-point line, 4 from 5 from free throws with 4 assists as well. So Maddie doing a really amazing job there from deep. Steph Bairstow as well. She's only sitting on 5, but doing a really great job defensively, pulling down 4 rebounds. And Seacamp as well on 10 points, with Taylor and Ellsworthy close behind on 7, and Kelly Page off the bench with 8 as well. So all round, really great performances out of Southwest. But John, Cairns, it's all about the defense for them at the moment. You know, as we've sort of discussed on multiple occasions throughout, Cairns needs to pick up that zone defense to stop Southwest's fast-moving outside ball movement.
Yeah, I'll be very interested to see on that first defensive possession for Cairns to see if they go back to that zone, because it was so effective in enabling them to get it within single digits of the Pirates. As soon as they switched out of it and went back to the man, Southwest made them pay. So Cairns will have to really look to up their intensity as well, I think, because once they brought the energy levels up, that's when they had some success as well.
Yeah, nice little inside move there from Baker. Pryor just wasn't able to get her hands on the ball, though. Nice steal from Ellsworthy. She, too, can't really keep the handles on, almost fumbles.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of slip ball, a lot of slippery ball handling with this new ball. Again, I wonder if it is anything to do with the new ball.
I've got a feeling it might be, John, because it was the same with the game yesterday as well. Both teams we watched last night, they were really struggling to keep the handles on it, and I've got a feeling it's all that gold writing all over the ball. I mean, if that's a smooth surface, if you just catch the ball in the wrong way and you've got your hands on a lot of that gold lettering, the ball could easily slip out of your hands. So,
yeah, we'll have to have a chat to some of the players and see what they think, because yeah, I've noticed it a lot in this early going here of the QBL season.
Yeah, as Bairstow can't quite get her hands on the ball on the inside there, just fumbling it out of court. Cairns getting lucky with the turnover, so they'll have an opportunity here. Bibi Baker goes down to the right-hand side. She spins through the keyway. Can't quite get her pass off as Ellsworthy, with a once again really quick hands, gets the steal, but Nat Taylor not able to convert on the right-hand layup.
Yeah, Nat Taylor there would be disappointed in that finish. Veteran player like that, kind of expecting to see some of the contact. She knew she was going right at the defense.
Rachel Perkins stop and pop from the free throw line. Can't quite get that one to bounce through though. Southwest coming down with the defensive boards.
Yeah, Cairns is going to need some more out of Perkins. They brought her in to be a point guard slash scoring guard, so at the moment she's not delivering in the scoring department. They really need her to step up and increase her production if they want to get back into this one.
A jump ball here in favor of Southwest. They'll have 12 seconds to shoot, but they just go straight on the inside. Seacamp putting home a nice little jumper. Maddie really great vision there to see the cutting Seacamp.
Yeah, and Cairns just got caught sleeping on that one. Good recognition by Willie, finding Seacamp wide open under the hoop.
Baker with it now. Pryor setting the screen, but Southwest all over it. Shot clock rolls down to single figures. Cairns a long way from the bucket. Having to take a wide jumper. No good, though, for Kennedy. Willie coming down with the board. Bairstow, nice little jump shot. Can't quite get the right-hand finger roll to roll home, though. Gets her own board, fires back for the putback, but again, can't quite get it to fall. Cairns with the board.
That's a patented Bairstow move, that step through. She couldn't get it to roll that time. And a nice bucket there by Duncan. She's been the player of the game for the Dolphins so far this afternoon.
Duncan showing Bairstow how to get that right-hand finger roll working for her. But she's been absolutely firing, Duncan. Like I said, it's both captains at the moment. You know, with Willie and Duncan, both absolutely leading their teams to their performances here. As we see Willie take another top of the key 3, but that one bounces out.
Got to apologize, guys. I'm not sure what's happening here with our feed. A lot of issues with the camera, the computer as well. Really apologize for the quality at the moment of the stream. It's taken away from the quality of this game. It's been a great game and a great performance by Southwest. We just, we're trying to work things out for you.
So 1 second to fire on that inbound pass. Duncan throws one up, can't quite get it to fall though. A 24-second turnaround, Southwest with the advantage. Ellsworthy driving hard on the right, out of balance, almost gets it to roll home. But Seacamp pulling down that offensive board with a putback.
Yeah, it's just a nice aggressive play there by Seacamp. Seacamp getting to the glass and then following strong.
So lead extended out to 24 in favor of Southwest as Nat Taylor pulls down a nice steal. Southwest again on the move, nice and quick down the court. As Bairstow pulls up for a free throw, can't quite get it to rattle home. Strong defensive board there for Cairns as Perkins now goes on a nice little fast break for two.
Yeah, a few bodies on the floor there for Southwest as well as Cairns. Perkins just leaking out and able to hit the easy two.
Yeah, I think Kennedy and who was? I think it was Seacamp as well, kind of just bumping into each other and ending up on the floor together. But great advantage there from Cairns as Rachel Pryor just steps in with the body and picks up a foul. Both teams going to the bench for the subs. Steph Bairstow going to check out for Southwest. Kelly Page checking in. As we see Lakin Williams checking in for Cairns. Not sure who's subbing off just yet. And it's Rachel Pryor that's going to sub off.
Pryor's frustrated.
Yeah.
Really frustrated. You could just see it in her mannerisms that she feels like she's been fouled quite a few times and hasn't been getting any calls.
Yeah, she's feeling a little bit hard done by, but she's been playing a really great game of basketball. I mean, she's shooting from 62% from the field, and she's pulling, I think she's got 8 rebounds so far as well. So she's doing a really good job. But yeah, feeling hard done by, and they're just struggling to break this Southwest defense. It's Ellsworthy, nice wide shot with the easy rebound for Kelly Page. Maddie Willie now stops and fires. Can't quite get that to roll home as Kennedy comes down with a defensive board for Cairns. Perkins pass a little bit too high there for Williams. Southwest coming down with the ball as Willie hits the ground hard off a bump of Perkins. She'll pull herself together and stand up. They're looking a little bit sore and beaten. As Willie still a little bit injured by the looks of it, but she still fires for 3. Can't quite get it to rattle home.
Yeah, it's a shame. That was great ball movement there from the Pirates.
As Perkins now down the other end. She'll fire her own 3, and that rolls home for 3 as well. As we take a little bit of break just to wipe up a little bit of sweat down the other end.
It's been a really physical game so far. When I say physical, a lot of bumping, a lot of physical defense from both teams, bumping each other on cuts, really trying to body up and slow each other down. I don't mind that kind of basketball. It makes the referees work for their money. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely so. And I've commented on this multiple times in the past, Johnny. Like I love a nice physical game of women's basketball. You know, sometimes I feel like referees like to protect the women players a little bit more than they do with the men's. But I like a physical game of basketball, and that's exactly what we've got here. There's nothing malicious in it. There's nothing over the top. It's just strong physical basketball, bumping the cutters, putting your body on the line. And it's really great to see because this is what we need in Australia. You know, we need to develop our players to be tough because when they go and play international, you know, like Seacamp, internationally, women play tough. And that's what we need to develop in our players back home.
Well, I think a lot of people forget sometimes that it is a physical game. It's not a rugby league or an AFL where you tackle each other, but you are allowed to bump. You are allowed to set picks. You are allowed to get your body in front of each other and fight for position in the paint. And I think in recent years, the game has been called a lot tighter because they want to open up the play and make it a little more faster and quote-unquote more attractive. But I think sometimes you take away from some of the good things in the game when you do stuff like that.
Yeah, well, you're absolutely right, John. A lot of the rule changes that have come into basketball is purely to speed up the game, to make it more attractive, and to try and draw in bigger crowds. You know, and that's the whole reason, like, for example, we came from 12-minute quarters down to 10. You want to speed up the game, and part of that is being physical so that we're not stopping the game every 5 seconds for a foul. And I love it. It's a much better game to watch now when there is this physicality. We see Kelly Page taking a nice long bomb for 3.
Yeah, Page. She's shown time and time again that if you leave her open, she's going to make you pay. Cairns hasn't recognized that just yet, and Page more than happy to oblige.
Yeah, absolutely. And Paige is such a strong force from Southwest off the bench. She's only played 12 and a half minutes so far, but she's sitting on 11 points. So she's a really dominant force off Southwest's bench.
Yeah, Paige is a nice weapon to have off the bench. She's really versatile as well. She can defend well. So Coach Cheney certainly has the faith in Kelly Page to produce when she gets court time.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see Seacamp going strong on the inside, trying to find an open space. And she'll pick up the foul. That'll go against the captain, Donkin, for Cairns. And that'll be her second.
It's the 4th team foul on Cairns. I better put those up, right?
Yeah, 4-0 the foul count. Cairns really starting to show a couple signs of fatigue and not moving their feet as much as they were in the first quarter. Kelly Page again decides to fire for 3. This one, no good. As Perkins now fires right back, and she makes a 3.
I think Perkins maybe heard me saying she needs to step up and start producing. They're going to need her, along with a few other players, to start putting the ball in the bucket.
Yeah, well, Perkins hadn't been performing quite to what I would expect out of her. She had 2 really great games over the course of the weekend. She scored, I think it was 17 points on Friday night. Hadn't done a lot in the first half here, but she's now finally starting to find her feet, and she sits on 11 at the moment.
Couple tough misses there for Southwest. Cairns looking to take advantage on the other end. There's a foul call, though. It's the first one against the Pirates so far in the quarter.
And that'll be Seacamp's first foul as well. So no one really in any kind of foul trouble for Southwest. They've been playing a very good defensive game of basketball and really smart as well. They're playing tough, but they're not playing so physical that they're picking up the fouls. Ball in now for Cairns. Southwest playing a very tight man-to-man as Kira Some matches up on Perkins. Perkins says not enough. She fires over the top of Kira Some for 2.
Yeah, it was good defense from Jade Kirisame. Just a nicer basket there from Perkins.
Kelly Page now, a bit of a bump there on Donkin. Kira Some, she'll fire right back in the corner. That one rattles out as Amanda Beatson. Big rebound on the inside. And she'll be fouled on the putback by Perkins.
That was a good board there by Beatson. I really like what she did. She tried to keep the ball up high to go straight back up. She just got swiped right across the forearm there to get fouled. I thought that was the 15 foul for Cairns. It's not up on the board yet.
I think it will be 5 as well. I think it's just taking a bit of time to go up there as Amanda Beatson rattles her first one home. So we see Lakin Williams checking back in for Cairns as well. Beatson's second just rolls out. Nat Taylor fighting for the board, and she pulls it down for Southwest. Kira Some now, nice little move on the inside. Nice little turnaround pass. Beatson not able to make her first, but she'll get the putback and get that one to roll home. As Coach Williams goes to the bench for the timeout. So we'll take one as well, but we'll be back with you shortly with more live action presented to you by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia. And we're back at your QBL game of the week between the Southwest Metro Pirates and Cairns Dolphins. Southwest still commanding with a 22-point lead. Cairns just not able to put any points on them at the moment. John, what do you think is going to be the big important factor here in the last 2 minutes for Cairns to try and get themselves back in the game?
Well, they're down 22, Regan, so they need they do need to start getting some more stops. 71 points in 3 quarters is just too much. You're giving up nearly, you're giving up over 20 points a quarter, which is probably just a bit too much to try and get a win. I would expect to see them try and maybe come out, maybe do a bit of trapping, maybe put a little more pressure on Southwest, try and force some turnovers and get some easy buckets. Here's that zone again that gave Southwest problems in the first half.
Yeah, definitely. So hopefully that has a little bit of impact for Cairns and it gets them, it just gets a couple of nice stops on Southwest, because that's all they need. 2 or 3 good stops and conversions down the other end for Cairns, and all of a sudden your 24-point lead now comes back down into your 14-16. But I think the big thing for Cairns, the whole reason Southwest had that passage of play was from a turnover. Cairns currently sitting on 18 in that category, and 18 points for Southwest off those turnovers as well. So, the vast majority of Southwest points gap has come from turnovers.
Yeah, and you see Cairns, their first two possessions out of that timeout, you see them turn the ball over and then an air ball from Perkins. So it just doesn't seem to be Kansas' day. There's still a lot of basketball, though, to be played.
Yeah, definitely so. As Perkins gets a nice steal there off a not-so-great pass by Southwest. Kennedy with it now. Shot clock rolls down to 15. Just under a minute to go in the third quarter here. Kennedy skip pass over to Baker. Baker tries to find Williams inside, but Nat Taylor says no.
Yeah, that's, like we said out of the timeout, that's now 2 turnovers on 3 possessions for Cairns coming out of the timeout, and then Southwest capitalizes on the other end. Nice bucket there from Kurosame.
Yeah, as I said, so that'll now be 22 points off turnovers for Southwest, off 20 turnovers in 3 quarters of basketball. I mean, that's too much. It was the same as what we had last night, John. Those turnovers, they equal points, and it's not good.
And again, Southwest, a lot of action around the perimeter for Cairns. Nothing really on the inside.
No, as Baker's finger roll doesn't quite go home. Nice pulled board there from Kurosame. 3 seconds to go on the clock. Ellsworthy kicks out for Kurosame, but way too many wheat bix for her as that flies over the top of the basket. Leading into the 3-quarter time break, it is 49-75. Southwest with a commanding 26-point lead going into the break. So we'll take a quick rest now as well, but we'll be back with some 3-quarter time statistics shortly as we continue your live QBL Round 1 action presented by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia. And we're back with your QBL game of the week between the Southwest Metro Pirates and the Cairns Dolphins. 49-75, 26 points the difference for Southwest at the moment. Quickly run you through some stats before we kick off here. Cairns still being led by their captain in Duncan. She's on 17, pulling down 3 rebounds and 3 assists as well. followed closely by Robin Perkins, has actually come a long way, and she's had a really blinding third quarter. She now sits on 13 points with 3 turnovers as well. Again, not something we want to see a lot of in this category. Rachel Pryor, she's sitting on 11. She's been having a very, very frustrating game of basketball. But 11 points and 8 rebounds. She's on her way to a double-double. She's been playing a very impressive game. Not to be outdone by Kennedy, though. She's pulled 11 boards. Jumping up the other end of the court, Southwest. Again, same sort of situation, being led by the captain, Maddie Willie. She's on 20, shooting from 58% from the field and 4 from 5 from the free throw line. She's got 6 assists and 5 rebounds. With Nicole Seacamp, she's on 16 points, 75% from the field, pulling 5 boards, and she's got 6 assists as well. Nat Taylor, 9. Ellsworthy and Bairstow both on 7 apiece. And not to be outdone, Kelly Page really performing off the bench. She's got 11.
And a big foul on the other end, a scrap for the ball. It got Rachel Pryor diving pretty much right on top. Well, I thought it was going to go on Pryor. Not sure who they gave that one to. But physical play continues between Pryor and Bairstow. Did it carry over from the third quarter? Well, the whole game, really. I mean, it's been going on. So.
Yeah, they've been having a good tussle as well. I mean, 2 big players in this women's league as well. You know, probably 2 of the bigger, well, the tallest girls we have on the court and probably in the league as well. So good to see that physicality as long as it doesn't go too far. Love a little bit of physicality. As Bairstow with it now, she kicks over. Nat Taylor's going to take a wide open 3 as Ellsworthy just runs in and picks that one up on the side. Shot clock rolls down to single figures as Bairstow takes a top of the key 3, and that one rattles home.
Yeah, Bairstow doing a little bit of everything this afternoon for the Pirates. And their lead is almost an insurmountable 29 at this stage, Regan.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a matter of Cairns fighting back to get themselves a win. It's just going to be minimizing the lead here.
Now that helps, though, from Bibby Baker. Nice drive along the baseline, reverse layup, plus the foul. It just might be too little too late.
Yeah, nice little passage of play from Baker. I think it is too little too late. It's just going to be about reducing this lead now. You know, minimizing the for and against points.
And, you know, really, Cairns hasn't looked to be in it except for a very small stretch in that second quarter.
Yeah, I think they got the lead down to, I think, 7 points is the smallest lead that Southwest has had. So Cairns, they were performing quite well early on, but the tired legs off this triple header is really starting to show now.
Again, tussle for the ball. Looks like it went out of bounds off of Cairns.
Jump ball, I think that one was, Johnny. So that one's going to favor the Pirates.
All right.
And good to see Cairns sitting back. I think they're doing a very loose zone by the looks of it.
Here's a steal from Perkins.
Yeah, nice hands there. Really good read as she drives down and puts 2 on the board over Ellsworthy.
Yeah, Cairns definitely needs more of that.
Absolutely, and that's what this zone was for. It's to try and minimize those quick passes around the outside for Southwest. Already the zone paying off. Bairstow tries to go inside, can't quite get there. Ellsworthy, though, with a nice little dish off from Bairstow.
Yeah, that's just a nice move there from Bairstow. The Cairns bench was looking for a foul, but she certainly came to that full jump stop. And just a nice pass out of the double team from Bairstow.
Perkins fires a 3 from deep. That one rattles out. Taylor's pass just blocked on the way through. Ellsworthy settles down with it now as the shot clock rolls into single figures. Now Taylor, nice little shot fake and roll to the left as she swishes one home. Beautiful move.
That's a great move there from Kurasame. She is a talent, very young. She's been playing QBL, though, for a few years now.
Ellsworthy with the steal off the captain, Duncan. Parker kicks out to Bairstow as Bairstow fakes and moves to the left. She fires away, can't quite get it home. Kurasame with the board and her put back no good.
Kurasame would be disappointed with that one. Did the work to get the offensive rebound, just couldn't get the follow.
Yeah, fought hard for it, but just no luck as we have a foul off the board now on the other end of the court. That's going to go against number 9, Nat Taylor for Southwest. Cairns will come out with it.
Yeah, and Cairns going to go to the bench here with about 7:15 to go in the game.
With Chloe Sellen checking back in. She's only had a handful of minutes, so Let's see what she's able to do. Last time she came off the bench, she straight away got the ball and went to the bucket, and here she goes again, subbing him straight to the bucket. Can't quite get it to roll, but she will draw the foul.
Yeah, it's a good play. You want to see some aggressive play when you go to the bench. You really need some sort of a spark and an aggressive rip to get to the bucket. You would love to see the finish, but nonetheless, they're going to have an opportunity for 2 points from the free throw line.
Yeah, definitely so, but it was really nice aggression there from Selen, just straight off the bench, really working, and that's the whole point of having those fresh legs on the court. You know, you want to see them making the cuts, making the aggressive play to the bucket, and that's exactly what Selen was there to do, and didn't quite get the roll, but she's gone to the line and she's made a point. Oh, Parker just not quite looking as she cuts down the baseline there. Ellsworthy pass going wayward and out of court.
A little miscommunication there between the players. That's all right.
It's always going to happen every now and again. So Cairns with it now. Selen looks to go inside. Her pass over to Rachel Pryor, just blocked by Nat Taylor. Seacam, no look pass across the court to Ellsworthy, whose finger roll just hits the bottom of the rim and out.
Yeah, it was a great pass by Seacamp. That was almost a three-quarter court pass, straight ahead. And Ellsworthy did a great job to catch, just couldn't complete the pass, or the layup, I should say.
Yeah, just couldn't quite get it under control in time, and she ended up under the basket and couldn't roll it around.
So here's some zone from Southwest. Not really, it's a man. Looked like a zone for a second there. Yep.
As we see, Willie's just checked back on for Southwest as well, and now comes on Beatson as well. She'll take out Nat Taylor. Cairns as well, also going to the bench. They'll check in Williams, and Kennedy comes out.
Yeah, great game from Nat Taylor. As always, doing a bit of everything for her team.
Yeah, very good all-round performer, Nat Taylor. One of many different violations there for Cairns. I think they end up calling to 3 seconds in the keyway. As we then see a technical foul being called on Rachel Pryor for Cairns. I missed what happened there completely. Not too sure what happened.
She's just really frustrated. Like we said, she threw the ball away. There was already a delay game warning issued in the first half. I don't know if it was for the second one or if it was for her just disrespectful. I don't know, but it was definitely technical on Rachel Pryor.
Yeah, look, especially if there was that warning as well for delay of game. Throwing the ball away, it may not have been intentional, but delay of game warning is a delay of game warning. Southwest unable to convert the free throw on the technical foul. Maddie will bring it in back at the halfway.
Big three-point attempt there is missed by Parker.
And thanks to our amazing fans watching up in Cairns as well, just correcting me on some pronunciations. I believe number 24 for Cairns is Lei Shin Williams, not Lakin. I have a friend that's Lee Shin, sorry. I have a friend with the exact same pronunciation, it's Lakin. So Lee Shin, I do apologize. But once again, thanks for tuning in up north, guys, and correcting me on that. As we see for Cairns, Chelsea Oxlade, she went to the bucket and she's got 2 free throws. Can't quite convert on the first occasion.
Yeah, Southwest in the penalty now. First quarter, we've seen them in the penalty so far.
Second one finds its way into the bottom of the net.
Here comes, that's a bit of pressure from Cairns. But bit of token pressure. Parrish just went right over the top of that one.
Yeah, absolutely. As the shot clock rolls down into single figures, Cairns defense a little bit too good for Southwest on that occasion as they get the steal. Now progressing on a fast break opportunity. Baker just can't quite control it. Kirisome comes down with a steal and the pass up ahead as Seacamp converts on the fast break.
Yeah, it's a good kick ahead there from Kirisome and then a good job defensively. Seacamp gets right around the defense to finish with another layup.
Yeah, just an unlucky bounce there from Selen for Cairns, just turning it over, but great finish from Seacamp.
Yeah, this Pirates team is a strong team. You see, even when they go to the bench, you have players that can do a bit of everything. You see Kirisome, you see Parker now on the court. Kelly Page is about to check in. these are players who could arguably start for some other QBL programs, but coming off the bench for the Pirates, Coach Chaney just has so many different options on his hand that it's going to be a big season for Southwest. They're a good team.
Absolutely. As we see the youngster Parker going on the left-hand side for a nice little 2-point bucket. So we see Williams on the inside. Nice left-hand layup. That rolls home for 2, and she'll pick up the foul from Emily Parker as well.
A good finish there by Williams. It was a nice pass as well inside. Cairns isn't going to just lay down here and let the Pirates walk all over them. It's a 29-point deficit, but they're going to play as though, it's a game that counts in the standings, obviously, but every game is an opportunity to get better. There's things that Coach Williams will want them to improve upon, and you do that quarter by quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, I would love to see replay this game in a couple of weeks' time when Southwest takes on Cairns in Cairns after they haven't had a triple header, because I really do believe this Cairns team has a lot of talent. And I mean, especially when they've got such a strong leader in Donkin, and she really does lead from the front. She's had an amazing performance sitting on 17 points. She's played outstandingly. I would love to see replay when both teams are fresh and they don't have, triple or double headers.
Yeah, well, that's just not that's the nature of the competition with the great distance that we have in between all the different clubs. Teams travel from the north to the south. The triple header isn't something new, and I don't think it's anything that we're going to see go away anytime soon, Regan.
No, probably not, but hey, you never know what's going to happen next time around. I'd still love to see that replay. As we see Kira Some's 3-point shot just missing everything. Cairns now as Sellen goes for the left-hand drive. Can't quite get it to roll home.
Yeah, it's certainly something that you could potentially see these teams matching up again in the finals moving forward, somewhere along the lines. But, yeah, that back of the triple header, that's something that I don't really know how teams could prepare for it, to be honest with you.
No, definitely not. As we see Kelly Page just rolling around the top of the key, just picking up the foul there from the captain, Donkin.
Yeah, Donkin tried to step in and pick up the charge. She was just a little bit too late.
Yeah, and that's her 4th personal foul as well, so she'll have to be a little bit careful in these last couple of minutes because she's been such an important leader for this Cairns team. Only 3.5 minutes to go. I think she'll be safe. Or not.
Maybe not. Just trying to pressure the ball. That's going to be Donkin's 5th.
Look, we do have to give a massive shout out to the captain, Donkin. I mean, 5 fouls, 3 minutes to go, but she's had an absolutely outstanding game. 17 points, shooting from 53% from the field. She's 7 from 13. She's hit 3 from 7 3-pointers, hasn't had a free throw, pulled down 4 boards and had 4 assists as well. So she's had an absolutely outstanding game. And like I said, she really is a great leader for this Cairns team because she's led from the front and had an absolutely outstanding game of basketball.
Yeah, good performance by Donkin. She didn't have the help that she needed. But, let's not take anything away from Southwest. This has been a dominant performance from the Pirates this afternoon. Really be happy with their first 2 games performances. And you see right there, everything just seems to be working for Southwest. Just a great set to find an open Barstow for the bucket.
They've just got such a strong offensive set, They know how the other players on their team are going to work, as we see Seacant with a nice little steal, finishing it off as well. The Southwest offense is just on point, and it's probably, to be honest, I'm going to call it early, it's probably the best offense I've ever seen the Southwest women's program run in probably 2 or 3 years. They have such a strong team, and Jason Chaney really doing some amazing work with these girls to get this offense to where it is.
Yeah, they've been really impressive over the 2 games we've seen them play so far in the season. And, I like what Coach Chaney's doing here. Again, every second that you're on the court is an opportunity to get better, run your stuff, get used to what the coaches are asking you. And Southwest is not taking the foot off the pedal either here with 2:30 to go, up 33.
No, they really want to cement themselves as a dominating force in this QBL. Currently up by 33, but like you said, they are not going to take the foot off the gas. They're going to want to get themselves to 100 points and show the rest of the league they're a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, so Cairns going to head back up north with a 1-2 record, so they're able to pull out 1 win on this 3-game road opener to start the season. Every game is a big game, though, for Cairns. Last night they lost a tough one to Ipswich by 7. And like we said, though, there was one point where they were about, I think they were down 6.
6 or 7, I think, was their lowest margin, yeah.
And that was, that was pretty much as close as it got. Pirates really just ran away with it from there.
Just over 2 minutes to go in this dying quarter. So we roll down the other end. Perkins going to go to the line for 2 after an off-the-ball foul. First was good for Perkins. Second one also finds the back of the net. Southwest going to the bench. Ellsworthy going to check out. Kirasome checking back in. 2:06 to go in this fourth quarter. Southwest 95 over Cairns 62. Southwest ball movement once again really freeing up the players for the open shots as Kirasome 2 foot out from the back of the three-point line sinks one home.
Yeah, Kirasome is a real talent. I've always liked her game. I'm really happy to see her getting the court time that she has so far early in the season here for Southwest. She's going to be heading over to the States to play college basketball as well, so I don't know if we'll get to see her all season. So she's definitely making the most of the minutes she has here in the QBL for the Pirates so far.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see Sellen make the three-point play after a nice little layup and foul from behind. Yeah, Kirasome's been having a great little game here for Southwest. I believe that bucket would have taken her to 7 points. She's played almost 20 minutes as well, so very good coming off the bench. And she's been a really, really good defensive player for Southwest as well, and she's very active on the floor.
And she's had some tough matchups. We see her now matched up with Perkins. She's had the task of guarding Donkin as well. Just really showing her all-around game.
Kirasome again, nice little inside look pass to Parker. Couldn't quite get it to complete. Downing just getting her hand in the way and knocking it out of court. Nice inside look there from Page, finding an open Parker. Turn around, barely even jumped, it just fired that one in.
And there's triple digits for the first time for the Pirates so far in 2018.
Steph Bairstow swats that one out of bounds. We've just had a little bit of a shot clock issue there. We're just going to roll that one back down to 17 seconds. That last bucket from Parker put every member of Southwest's team on the scoreboard as well, so they've really shared the love around. The Southwest picks up another foul, and they'll send Perkins again to the line for 2.
Take a look at some of the stats, Regan.
Yeah, so rolling through, we'll start out with Cairns. Still being led by the captain, Donkin. Even though she's fouled out, she still sits on 17. Robin Perkins not far behind either. She also sits on 17, sorry. And Rachel Price sits on 11. She's been having a really frustrating game prior, and we've seen her play a lot in the past. Very, very talented QBL player. Just being a little bit frustrated tonight. She hasn't been able to perform as much as what she would have liked. She sits on 8 rebounds, only outdone by Kennedy. She's pulled a massive 13 boards for Cairns, and she's got 5 assists as well. Coming off the bench, Cairns has had some strong performers in Williams, who scored 6. Sellen also on 6, and Emerson on 4. But jumping up to Southwest, really great performances across the board. The captain, Willie, sits on 20, and Seacamp on 23. She's sort of come out of nowhere and put a lot of points on in this fourth quarter, closely followed by Steph Bairstow. She sits on 12, and Kelly Page on 11. Outstanding performances all round. Every single member of the team scoring in some fashion. Rebound-wise as well, Southwest really sharing the love. Seacamp on 7, Bairstow also on 7, Taylor and Ellsworthy on 5 apiece, Willie on 5 as well. But really great scoring percentage for Southwest as well. They're scoring 45% from the field, 51% from the 2-point. As we wrap up the final quarter here, so 67-100 the gap, a 33-point victory for Southwest. John, what are your thoughts?
I was just an all-around dominant performance from Southwest. I thought they did a good job weathering that early storm in the second quarter from Cairns, and then they really just put their foot down. Southwest is an impressive team. You know, we saw them last night And we see them again today pick up 2 quality wins to start their season. They're a team to be reckoned with, Regan. On paper, everyone thought that they were going to be up there, and I think after the first 2 games, they're showing that they're certainly going to be one of the early season favorites.
Yeah, they really are. And looking at the team list before the season started, we knew that Southwest was going to be a team to be reckoned with, and they've absolutely proved that everyone needs to keep an eye on them. They need to be watching their game tapes because they're going to cause a lot of havoc in this season. They're definitely a force to be reckoned with. Cairns, look, they've come off an unfortunate triple header, tough loss last night to Ipswich. They really did fight their way through this game here tonight. They've got a lot of things going for them, and, the captain, Duncan, really is leading from the front. But, Rachel Pryor, as I said, really frustrating game here tonight, but I think she's going to fire back in the next couple of weeks as well, and she's going to really pick up this Cairns team.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great game, and I do want to take this quick time before we go to apologize for the technical issues that we had. I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. We're working on improving them for the next one. We will have the men's game coming up for you shortly as well.
Yeah, absolutely. As we sign off, thanks again for tuning in, guys, but don't go anywhere. The men's game is coming up in just under 20 minutes. I've been Regan Baker. As always, I've got John Guana on the call with me. Thanks again for tuning in to your presentation by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia.